This video was brought to you by Stormberg, a better route planner, MisterGreen, Kempower and Marcus Bil. Yo, what's up? In this video, we're going to talk about the drag race. Okay, let me just roll the tape and I'll explain here. See that Carwow, they uploaded a video yesterday with a massive drag race between a Tesla Model X Plaid versus a bunch of fossil cars. And as expected, the Plaid dominated the race. It was the fastest accelerating car of all these, the whole pack here. But the braking test was quite poor. Let me see, it's over here somewhere. Yeah, you see. So the braking test, Tesla was really bad. You can see on the there is a here you see how bad is the braking on Tesla. Well, there is actually a very good explanation to this. So, you know, as always, I want to ABC, always be correct. But, you know, this test here is so wrong that I consider it incorrect. It's invalid. This test, yeah, it sounds weird, right? But I'm gonna explain why. And then by the end of this video, you should also agree with me, unless you're freaking, yeah, I don't know. But okay, so let me show you something here. If you watch the beginning, you will see that there is some, okay, they show the cars. Okay, wait a minute, wait, here's the Tesla. See, if you zoom in on a tire, you will see winter something, wait, yeah. And if you're a car guy, you recognize this kind of tire with these kind of lamellas, these are winter tires. So yeah, if you actually watch the video, you will see that all the other cars, they are on summer tires versus the Tesla. The Tesla is the only one that has winter tire. And why is this relevant? Well, let me show you something else. So here we have the spreadsheet of my test result. There are literally thousands of hours behind these spreadsheet, these tabs. And the one that we're going to look at today is the braking test. So I started doing some braking tests not long time ago, and it actually seems to be very insightful to do these braking tests. Because you will notice that here we have the braking distance, and we have various cars and various tires, and I record everything. I use Draghi to measure. Actually, Draghi can be used for acceleration, but you can also use for deceleration, which is braking. So I cruised at a little bit over 100 kilometers per hour, usually 105 kilometers per hour, and I stomp on the brakes, and then we see how good do they brake. And you will notice something here, that at the very bottom you have winter tires here with the poorest performance. But then wait, there was a Megane, okay, that was winter. But there's a Tesla, haha, you see, haha, there's a Tesla here with poor braking performance. Well, if you look closer, you will see that it was actually on wet surface, and everyone knows that on wet surface the braking is poor, right? But not only that, you will see that here. What about this one? This is also a Tesla, but it's on Hankook tires. Yeah, that's the problem. It's on Hankook tires. They are actually not that great for braking. Here, this is Windrun. It's a Chinese brand, also doing it poorly. But if we go further up here, you will see that Model 3 performance, let me just highlight this one, and let's say, maybe not the wet, but the dry, this one. You will see that here, we have the same, actually similar car, but you see that the weight is almost the same. And we are talking about 45-meter braking distance versus 36-meter braking distance. So you see, with good tires on the same, almost the same car, then you have way better braking performance. And in general, I tell you that the German cars, for some reason, they are heavy. Look here, freaking Taycan Cross Turismo. Or BYD, okay, yeah. In general, yeah. Most German cars, you will see that they actually have very good braking despite being heavy. I'm not sure why. It could be because they have fat tires, because in general also fat tires will help. You need, in this kind of test, you need actually fat tires to have more rubber surface to brake. But I will also show you that the best ever tested, in my test here at least, the best ever tested car with braking performance is actually a Tesla Model Y performance, and it actually performs better than the Pirelli P0. I was very surprised because Falcon tires, they are roughly 10-20% cheaper than the Pirelli P0, which is considered some of the premium tires. And also the dimensions are not that massive. You see, we even have a slightly narrow rear tire, but for braking, the front tire is actually more important, the width of the front tire. But here you can actually see here, black on white, or black, or yeah, whatever, that Tesla can actually perform very, very well in brake. We have a Model 3 Model 3 SI Plus here also in the top tier. Why? Because it's quite light compared to other electric cars. And also another thing, if you watch the video here, is that during the braking test, you see that the Tesla was just struggling to brake, but also you see that he was actually doing some steering corrections. And the driver mentioned that the car felt a little bit unstable, and he had to do some corrections. Well, as expected, because I've seen this, I experienced this over and over again. You know, winter tires, they are designed for winter. They are supposed to be on. I mean, they're supposed to perform good on snow, maybe even ice, and they are tuned for lower temperature. So when you drive it on dry asphalt like they did over here, it's like the tire is not in its optimal condition. It's not what it was designed for. Therefore, it felt a little bit wobbly, as I have also experienced over and over again. And all the other drivers, they did not expect this because they were running on summer tires. So you see, this is actually a very good opportunity for me to also bring out the word that I have been talking about for years now, which is that Norwegian Nissan, they drive around with studless winter tires in Norway in summer. Like, I should make a video, a rant video, where I just walk in a parking lot or nearby neighborhood, and I look at the tires on the car park in freaking July. You will see that there are lots of idiots driving around with winter tires, studless winter tires in summer. It is directly dangerous. Just look here. You see, we are talking about like a worst case 50-meter braking distance versus well, for example, EQS, look at this, EQS 54-meter braking distance or 50-something brake. It should be roughly 30 meters if it had proper summer tires. Summer tires. So this is a huge difference when you really have to brake for something emergency, like a moose, for example. Then it could be a matter of life and death. But also when it comes to acceleration, you will see that, you see here, the Tesla was actually slightly slower off the line, and then the BMW was just shooting ahead. So this is actually a slight disadvantage of the Tesla using winter tires. And again, I have tons of testing data based on real-world tests with a Draghi device on public roads. And you will see that here, for example, actually, this is also a little bit how they explain this, that for a Tesla, a relatively light Tesla, you see that Frigus, that's winter tire, Pirelli P0, that's summer tire. And then for some reason, the acceleration test is virtually the same for winter tire versus summer tire. But that is also what I have experienced, that if the car is not too heavy, like a Model 3, then the difference between winter tire and summer tire is not that great. Actually, we have 20-inch versus 18-inch. We are touching into so many different aspects now about this. I also need to explain, I also did some tests when it comes to tire. We are talking about rotational mass in the wheel now, and the weight of the wheel actually matters when it comes to acceleration. Here you see I tested the exact same car. This is not different cars, it's actually the exact same car. Wait, actually, why do I have different well, okay, maybe it's not that, but at least it's a Model 3 long range. You see that the weight is the same, the power different. Okay, it could just be slight variation, on the day I tested. It should be the exact same car from what I remember the test. But you see that for some reason, if you use the heavier and bigger rims, 20-inch, with heavier wheel, you will have slightly worse acceleration versus a lighter wheel. I also tested this when I had the magnesium rims. It was light and it had better acceleration. So, and you see that we are even talking about winter tire versus summer tires. And then, you know, a while ago I tested a Mercedes EQS. I don't have it here in the list actually. It was where, oh man, I have tested so many EQS. I have the EQS 43 4MATIC Plus here. Wait, did I actually? No. Yeah, this is the EQS for this is the EQS. I tested also the EQE, which is slightly lighter but also quite beefy. But You would expect it to be fast. You say, according to spec, it's 3.4 seconds. Why was it slow? Well, because the car was struggling to put the power down. We're talking about 761 horsepower that needs to be put down and move 2,800 kilograms. And then with this kind of dimension, 265, I mean, we should have something like EQS for summer. Well, actually, it's not that wider. What I'm saying is that we need fat tires, or we need not soft tires like Nokian for putting down the power on such a big and heavy car. So when I had the EQE, which is also EQE, I don't remember the naming here, but I think it was EQE 53 4MATIC Plus, which is like the beefiest version of the EQE. I tried some test runs for test acceleration without recording anything, and I gotta tell you, the experience is that you use launch control. The car had studless winter tires, Nokian Hakkapeliitta, I think it was R5 actually. And when you stomp on the accelerator and launch it on dry asphalt, it was just, you heard it, you know, actually the car was bouncing. It was just struggling to put the power down. And that's why you don't see a result in this spreadsheet, because I figured out that it was not good enough. I mean, even this test is not good enough. I think I highlighted in the test in the video that we have winter tires here, so it's not good. But even in the case on the EQE, I think the acceleration time should have been less than 4 seconds, but it was way slower than 4 seconds. So I consider it to not make any sense to test it really. I could have made a video and pointed out that this car sucks because yeah, I don't know, you know, no reason given. It just sucks. It's way slower than the spec, but I didn't, because I know that it's not a fair test. But then when it comes to the test done by Carwow, as far as I watched the video, I might have skipped a little bit. I don't think they ever mentioned that the Tesla was the only car that was on winter tire. They just did the test as if everything was normal. So I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think? Is this a valid test or is it not? Because there have been some in the comments here and there. I see some people pointed out that it's winter tire and it's not fair, but many people don't actually understand the difference. Yeah, and I hope also this video reaches out to many people, and that Norwegian Nissan will stop using studless winter tires in summer. Some smart people, they even call it helårsdekk. They say, you know, yeah, it means like all season tire. Helår means the whole year. The whole year tire, you can use it the whole year. Don't do that, please. For the love of anyone on the road and yourself, stop using studless winter tires in summer. You should switch tires 2 times per year. Yeah. Anyway, I think my rant is over and my video is over, and I want to hear you guys. What do you guys think, huh? The test done by Carwow, is it valid or is it invalid? My claim is that it is invalid, yeah. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.